Hello everybody, welcome back to another episode of Tanner's Favorite Things. I'm Tanner Knight and today we have a box. So I think you can pretty much tell it's not a guitar, but let's bust into this thing and see what we've got. Just a quick word, this is actually not something that I purchased, but it is something that my friend Greg so graciously let me unbox and check out on this channel, and we're gonna play with it a little bit too. So it is not a Whole Foods Market bag. It is in fact a Boss VE-20 vocal processor. This is a vocal performer, is what it says on the box. So if you are a vocal performer, this is the pedal for you, potentially. It says it's also a twin pedal, which I've been told is basically two pedals in one, or maybe two pedal form factor. Usually I have some sort of idea what we're dealing with on this channel. This is a rare opportunity where I have absolutely no idea what is behind this box and what it does. So we're gonna open it up. I'll do a little research and get some specs for you and understand it a little better, and then we'll play with it. But let's take a look at what's behind the Boss VE-20 vocal processor. We have a, user manual here and some warranty information, I assume. And then we have the main event. This is the Boss VE-20 vocal processor. And if you are familiar with the Boss pedal form factor, you'll recognize this instantly. It's got the same kind of pedal style of actuation here and a very similar style layout to our old school Boss. So, you know, they'd like to stick with that style, and I appreciate that from Boss always. It looks like we have a dial and it says sound. I'm guessing that's where we dial in the effect that we wish to put on the voice, and a phase, or no, I guess it says phrase loop. We'll have to figure out what that does. Exit, reverse, forward, menu, a reverb level, which is probably one of the more common effects that you would apply to voice. So it has reverb level right there on the main deck. We also have our power indicator here, on and off, harmony, record, and our Boss labeling there. There is also some inputs on the back here. We have an XLR combo quarter inch input here. And then next to that we have the standard quarter inch phone / line. So that'll go out to a PA as well. We also have a standard XLR, and that's a stereo pair of XLRs, right, left, and if you do want just mono, here's your single channel. So if you have stereo effects that you can do, phasing, I assume, is one of those, or chorus, something that switches between a stereo side-to-side array, then you can utilize that. Here we have power on, off. I don't even know why there's a switch on this, maybe. I don't know. But we have what appears to be a 7mm barrel for power. Is that the same as a regular 9-volt Boss pedal? Let's find out. Yeah, it looks like it's the correct size. So this works with the standard 9-volt power supply. If you have one of those that's on your Boss pedal. There is a spot for batteries. I believe it's 6 AA's. So there's a battery compartment, and you can see the array right there. There's some information on the back about the circuit as well, or something to the effect, maybe some safety information. Phrase, loop, select sound. It's basically giving you some indications about how to use the product. So let me get a close-up of that just in case no one's ever seen that. Looks like that. So a very sturdy feeling pedal. Definitely feels like a Boss product. I love all Boss pedals. There's not one that I've ever plugged into that has been bad. Maybe some are a little redundant, or I don't know, maybe dated at this point, but I think the form factor is just perfect, rock solid and bomber, and the circuitry behind the form factor is always really, really top-notch and high quality. So kudos to Boss. By the way, this is not a paid advertisement for Boss at all. I guess I'm just more of a Boss fanboy. But anyway, this is the unit. It's a foot pedal, so it lives on the floor or the ground, and you basically just tap it with your foot. I'm sure you can just use your hand and put it on a desk if you so desire, but I think that the design intent for this was for it to live on the floor. So there you go. Let's go ahead and plug it in, see what it can do, and really dig into this Boss VE-20 vocal processor. Here you can see we have two SM57s kind of not directly on the cone of each of these speakers. They're a little close for comfort for actually capturing stereo audio, but I hope that by separating them this way we can capture that and you can kind of hear that if you have a stereo set of headphones or studio monitors or whatever.
All right, so here we are with the PA system. My PA currently consists of this microphone, which is a PV dynamic microphone, like a CE-20 or something like that. Pretty basic microphone, you know how I love PV, but it is being plugged into this Boss VE-20 vocal processor. It's just being plugged in through the single XLR input, and from the Boss pedal I have two XLRs going out into the PA mixer. So it's occupying channel 1 and channel 2, and it should be providing a true stereo effect. The one problem I have is with this configuration of speakers is that they're pretty close together, so you may not be getting the full stereo effect. We're gonna work with what we got, but for now, just understand that I'm trying to capture this stereo effect. And let's go ahead and just step on this thing and see what happens. Test, test. Hard rock, number 1. Our preset number 1 is hard rock. And if you just power this thing up and step on it, this is what you get. You get a lot of reverb, a little bit of delay, and it's a pretty usable sound out of the box. Test 1, 2, test, test, test. So you can hear a little bit of reverb on the back end, and it's just, you know, a cool sound. Let's go ahead and turn this dial. You saw the dial when I unboxed this item, and that just changes your preset. So let's go through a couple of these and see what they sound like. Preset number 2 is pop, and it sounds like it backs off on the reverb a little bit. Very similar to the hard rock number 1 preset, but a little more tame, I would say. Maybe not suited for arenas, but maybe a little bit more studio effect rather than sounding like a full live auditorium or something like that. Let's go ahead and keep checking them out. Preset number 3 is ballad. And you can see we really crank up the reverb on this one, add a little bit of delay as well. It's really a usable sound as well. It might be a bit too much. Let's go ahead and sing and hear if there's any noticeable difference. That's pretty cool. I mean, it's got a nice, it kind of captures the bite of the voice and carries it a little further. It's called ballad, preset number 3. Preset number 4 is oldies. Hey, gals and girls or whatever. This is oldies, and it's, I think the delay is a little quicker, kind of mimicking like a speaker that's gone bad or something like that, or an old school PA that just sounds terrible. But it sounds okay, and it's got its place. And don't worry, I'm not gonna just dial through all of these. This isn't a video of me just turning a dial. I just want to kind of give you a feel and flavor for what this pedal is capable of out of the box and what it sounds like if you just kind of plug it in and mess around. So that's what we're doing here. Let's find some really cool ones and focus on that from here on out. Test 1, 2. So I just found this one called Cathedral. It's preset number 9, and it is a very echoey, cavernous sounding effect. And cathedrals are known for being echoey and cavernous, so that makes perfect sense. Test 1, 2. Ooh. That one lingers for quite a while. So that one's number 9, Cathedral. Hip hop. Test 1, 2, test, test. Voice percussion. Test 1, 2. Double voice. Is this a double voice? This one, preset number 13, is kind of cool. It's double voice. So I think it's just a single delay of the sound, and it's pretty close to the actual real reproduction of the sound. So it's a quick delay and just a slight bit of reverb. Test 1, 2, test 1, 2, test, test. Pretty cool. Triple voice. 6 voice. So this one here, this one's called 6 voice. It reminds me of a 90s radio broadcaster coming live from Cincinnati. That one's pretty cool. So when you get to the 17 mark, you start to get vocal harmony. And this is a third harmony, so it's producing a sound, I assume a major third above what the sound my voice is actually making. So if I sing a single note, actually it's a minor third. Who would have thought? So a minor third, interesting. I like the self-harmonization because you can really start to add texture to your sound. It's a little limiting given that you're only given a minor third that you can work with, but you can do a lot with that for effects. Fifth and double. The next one, 18, is fifth and double. Ooh. So it produces a fifth below, or a fourth below actually, which is the same interval as a fifth if you go up, but it also produces a lower octave, maybe? Test, test. Okay, so this is one that I was really interested in. The marketing for this pedal claims that you can have pitch correction, and there's a preset called pitch correction, or pitch correct, and it's number 28. So let's see what it sounds like when I sing with this thing. It doesn't really do much with the spoken word because the pitch is modulating so much, but let's just try to focus in on one pitch and see if I can influence it up or down and if it corrects it or not. Interesting. It does sound like it's actually correcting the pitch because I'm purposefully trying to sing. I mean, there's nothing to reference here, so it's hard to be out of tune with your own voice. But I'm trying to sing kind of in between the pitches, and it seems to be smoothing it out. Cool. We'll have to play with that one a little bit more. I think there's more to it than that, but that's a preset number 28. Chromatic.
Robot. So this is a really interesting one that I think gets used in a lot of non-musical contexts, maybe like scammers or people calling you and saying threatening things. This would be the voice. I am coming for you. That's pretty bizarre.
So I got to preset 31, and it looks like it has recycled itself. We're back to hard rock and pop and all the rest of them. So you have 30 presets that you can toggle through very, very easily and get some really interesting sounds. And it's all here at the stomp of a foot. So I just pressed one half of this pedal. This is a double pedal or dual pedal, whatever they call it. I pressed the left side, which engaged the effect, basically turning on the effect. That's the left pedal. If I press the right pedal, it is marked harmony, if you recall. And then it harmonizes with myself. So it basically takes the sound of your voice and tries to match a pitch as best as possible. And I think it's producing a third and a fifth as well, maybe a seventh in there for a little dominant effect, but let's hear it again. Ooh, no, it's just a major triad. Ooh. Ooh. Pretty cool. So there's a way to manipulate the harmony. I'm sure haven't quite gotten there yet, but that's what the other half of the pedal does. It's harmony, and it's something you can just kick on and off at the switch of a toe. Testing 1, 2, 3. Pretty cool. So getting back to that left side of the pedal, I mentioned it's on or off for the effect. But if you also recall, we have the phrase loop button. If we engage that button, then that left pedal becomes a looper. Testing 1, 2, 1, 2, 3 on 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 testing. You can sing over it. So that's pretty cool. Obviously, it doesn't have to be just percussive sounds. It could be melodic as well. Let's see if we can make something happen there. Boom, 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 There you go, a little vocal loop. So you can do all kinds of things with this thing. I love this pedal, and that's not even all of the functionality here. There's tons more. There's a lot that you can do with this pedal, and I hope to get a little more acquainted with it. Maybe Greg will let me borrow it, but we'll see. Either way, this is a really cool device, and we're just scratching the surface here. You can obviously have percussive sounds that your mouth produces, or melodic sounds, just like the loops we produce, but you can go beyond that, and your imagination is basically the limit. So this is the Boss VE-20 Vocal Processor Stomp Box Dual Pedal, whatever they call it. So I think this is a really great product. I highly recommend that you check it out, especially if you have any inclination towards vocal music or making sounds with your mouth, because I think that singing is one of the most primal things that we can do from a music making standpoint and beyond. And if more people use their voice in a musical way, then I don't know, maybe they'd have a better opinion of the world. Who's to say? Leave your comments below if you like this video and want to hear more about this specific pedal, or if you have a specific function that you'd like to see on this pedal, let me know, and I'll try to get that out to you so you can see exactly what it can do. So thank you for watching. I'm Tanner Knight. We will see you on the next one. Boom, 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 boom,